All right, so you're thinking about a new phone, but maybe not ready to, like, spend a ton of money, right?
Yeah, who is these days?
Exactly. Well, today we're doing a deep dive on the Tecno Pop 4. It's a budget phone that might surprise you. We found a pretty interesting review from RechargeMyTopup.com.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
They called it a decent phone overall. They said it's perfect for, like, everyday stuff.
Yeah, basic tasks.
Right. But they highlighted this huge battery life.
Oh, yeah, it's a beast.
But they also said the screen resolution might be a deal breaker for some people. So stick with us to find out if this Tecno Pop 4 is the perfect phone for you.
It's going to be a fun one.
Okay, let's start with the basics. This phone has a giant 6.0-inch display. Like, that's huge.
I mean, that's almost tablet territory.
Right, so it's great for watching videos and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
But here's the thing. The resolution is 480 by 960.
Yeah, not exactly top of the line.
Yeah, that's not the sharpest resolution.
No.
So I gotta ask, is a bigger screen more important than a super crisp image?
That's a tough one. It really depends on what you prioritize, right?
Totally.
Like, if you watch a lot of videos on your phone, that big screen is going to be pretty awesome. It's like having a mini cinema in your pocket.
That's true. Okay, so now let's take a peek under the hood. The Tecno Pop 4 has a quad-core processor and 2 GB of RAM. So will this be enough to handle, like, all the things you do on your phone?
I'd say it's like a good commuter car. It's not built for speed, you know.
Right.
But it'll get you where you need to go. So for things like checking email, scrolling social media, browsing the web, you'll be just fine.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about storage? That's always a big deal, especially if you take a ton of photos or download a bunch of apps.
Oh, yeah, storage is key. You get 32 GBs of storage built in.
Okay, not bad.
It's a decent starting point. And if you need more space, you can always pop in a micro SD card.
Oh, right.
You can expand it all the way up to 128 GB.
Wow, that's a lot of storage. You could, like, have all your apps, photos, music.
Basically your whole digital life.
Right. Speaking of digital life, let's talk about the battery.
Oh, yeah, this is where it gets interesting.
This phone has a 5,000 milliamp battery.
It's a monster.
I mean, that's a lot, right?
Seriously, that's a huge battery for any phone, especially a budget phone.
So, like, how long would that last in real-world use?
Well, most phones struggle to get through a full day with heavy use, right?
I'm always hunting for a charger.
But with the Tecno Pop 4, you're looking at potentially 2 full days.
2 days?
Yeah, imagine going on a weekend trip and not even packing a charger.
Whoa, that's amazing.
No more battery anxiety.
Freedom. Okay, I'm sold on the battery, but what about the cameras? We know everyone loves taking pictures.
Yeah.
The Tecno Pop 4 has an 8MP rear camera and a 5MP front camera.
Yeah, those are pretty standard for a budget phone.
So are they good?
I'd say they're decent.
Decent.
Especially in good lighting.
Okay, so, like, good for everyday photos.
Exactly. You know, for capturing memories with friends and family.
Or those delicious meals you're about to eat.
Exactly.
But maybe not for professional photographers.
Yeah. If you're a serious photography buff, you might want to look for a phone with more advanced camera features.
Okay, makes sense. Now, the Tecno Pop 4 comes with Android 10 Go Edition. Can you explain what that is? Like, what's so special about it?
Sure. So Android Go Edition is basically a streamlined version of Android. It's designed specifically for phones with less RAM and storage.
Ah, okay.
You won't have to worry about lag or apps crashing, even if you have multiple apps open.
That's good.
It's all about making sure you have a smooth experience,
Yeah,
even on a budget device.
I like that. So it seems like this Tecno Pop 4 could be a great option for people who want a practical, affordable phone.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The review even calls it a good choice for basic tasks.
It's definitely geared towards that everyday user.
Yeah.
Someone who needs a reliable phone without all the bells and whistles.
Right. But there's a lot more to uncover, right?
Oh, yeah, we've only scratched the surface.
Great. Let's dive deeper into what makes this phone tick.
Let's do it.
All right, so we covered, like, the main stuff, but the review mentioned a few other things, like connectivity options, and they mentioned different colors you can get it in, but they didn't really go into detail.
All right.
So can you tell us more about those?
Yeah, definitely. For connectivity, it's got all the basics,
Well,
GPS,
yeah.
Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and 4G LTE.
So you can stay connected wherever you go.
Exactly. Oh, and it even has dual SIM card support.
Dual SIM cards? I've heard of that, but I don't really get it. Like, what's the point of having 2 SIM cards?
So it's super handy for people who need 2 phone numbers, but they don't want to carry around 2 phones.
Oh, okay.
So you could have, like, your work number on one SIM and your personal number on the other.
Right.
Or maybe you're traveling internationally.
Yeah.
And you want to use a local SIM card. but you still need to be able to use your regular number.
That makes sense. So it's all about flexibility.
Exactly.
Cool. Now, what about the design of the phone itself? Is it bulky? Or sleek? Or what?
Well, they kept it pretty simple. It's lightweight, and it's designed to be comfortable to hold.
Nice.
And it comes in 3 colors.
Ooh, colors.
Ice Lake Green.
Okay.
Cosmic Purple.
Ooh, that sounds pretty cool.
And Champagne Gold.
Champagne Gold, classic. All right, so back to the cameras for a sec. The review said they were decent, especially in good lighting. So for someone who just wants to capture everyday moments, like, nothing fancy, would you say the cameras are good enough?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
we said before, they're not professional-grade cameras.
Right.
But they're definitely capable of capturing those memories. Birthday parties, vacations.
Mm-hmm.
That funny thing your cat does.
Yeah.
You'll get good photos.
Yeah.
Especially if you're outdoors or in a well-lit room.
Okay, cool. So if you're not, trying to become a famous photographer, the Tecno Pop 4's cameras should be just fine.
Yeah, I think so.
But if you're really serious about photography...
Then you might want to invest in a different phone. One that has better camera features.
Right. Multiple lenses, higher resolution sensors, all that stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so it seems like for the average person, the Tecno Pop 4 is shaping up to be a pretty solid choice.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We talked about the big screen, the amazing battery life.
Can't forget that.
The dual SIM card thing.
Super convenient.
And the comfortable design. Anything else we missed?
I think we've hit all the key points. This phone isn't trying to be a fancy flagship device.
Right.
It's about providing a good user experience at a price that's actually affordable.
And sometimes that's all you need.
Definitely.
A phone that just works. But let's bring it back to our listeners for a second. What are some of the main takeaways here?
I'd say if you're someone who values practicality and affordability, then this phone is worth checking out. It has that crazy long battery life, a decent sized screen for watching videos, and enough features to keep you connected.
Awesome. I mean, the battery life alone is pretty impressive.
Oh, for sure.
But there's always trade-offs, right? So what are some of the downsides of the Tecno Pop 4? What should people be aware of before they buy it?
Well, the screen resolution isn't the best.
Right.
So if you're used to a super crisp display, you might notice a difference.
Okay.
And the processor. While it's good enough for everyday tasks, it might struggle with really demanding games or apps.
So it's not a gaming phone.
Not really.
But it's a good all-around phone.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it's all about setting realistic expectations. It's a budget phone, so it's not going to have the same level of performance as a phone that costs, twice as much.
Right.
But for the price, it offers a lot.
Definitely.
What do you think?
I totally agree. It's about finding that balance between features, performance, and price.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, the Tecno Pop 4 strikes that balance really well.
Well said. Okay, so to help our listeners decide if this is the right phone for them, what are some key questions they should ask themselves? Okay, so we've reached the end of our deep dive. Time to put it all together. We've explored the Tecno Pop 4, this budget-friendly phone that's been getting some buzz.
Especially for that crazy battery life.
Right. And its focus on, the essential features.
The things most people actually use.
Exactly. But is it the right phone for you? That's the big question.
That's the million-dollar question.
So first things first, you got to ask yourself, what do you actually need in a phone?
It's a good starting point. Are you a power user who needs the absolute latest tech?
Right.
Or are you more of a casual user? Someone who just needs a reliable phone for calls, texts, social media, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, think about how you actually use your phone and be realistic about your budget.
Always important.
Right. Do you have some wiggle room? Or are you strictly on a tight budget?
It makes a big difference.
Once you've thought about those things, you can start to see if the Tecno Pop 4's strengths and weaknesses align with what you're looking for.
Exactly.
That huge battery is amazing.
No argument there.
But the lower screen resolution might be a deal breaker for some.
Yeah, that's something to consider.
And the processor's great for everyday tasks, but it might not be the best for, hardcore gaming.
Right.
Or super demanding apps.
It's all about making an informed decision.
Totally.
Based on what matters most to you.
So, the Tecno Pop 4.
It's not going to be the perfect phone for everyone.
Right.
But for the right person, it could be a fantastic choice.
Absolutely. And hey, if you do decide to get the Tecno Pop 4, let us know what you think.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your feedback.
What do you love about it? What surprised you?
Hit us up on social media.
Tell us everything. But for now, Happy phone hunting, everyone.
Good luck.
And we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you.